Hey, welcome, all my right thinkers. Thanks for tuning in and check out your boy, Big Funk. Think it right. I hate to know that what I do for you today. I got something nice for you. It's considered my part two, but let's do what we do. Right, there's 25 rules to live by. Storyteller. Story with a message. There's a message in the story for life. I give life lessons. You tune in receiving them. We got a good thing going. Let's rock. Right thinking mission is to enlighten, inspire, educate, and motivate you, the individual, to a higher spiritual level of enlightenment. Right thinker's way of life through mental and spiritual discipline daily will help and guide you to obtain your goal of spiritual enlightenment, aka know thyself. My mission is that you do just that with the information I give to you on a daily basis. That's what I do for you. Let's go. I ask a question. Do you know you? It's a rhetorical question. If you don't have the answer to it, then I can help you with that also. That's what I do for you. Let's go. Know thyself. A person who knows not and knows not that they know not is foolish. Disregard. A person who knows not and knows that they know not. It's simple. You can teach them. That's why I do what I do for you. I appreciate you too. Stay tuned. I got you. A person who knows not and believe and think that they know is dangerous. Avoid them. I do. A person who knows, but knows not that they know is spiritually asleep. I'm a spiritual alarm clock here to wake you up with knowledge of self. That's what I do. A person who knows and knows that they know is wise. Follow them. All these persons reside in you. I think know thyself. And to my girl Maya, always be true. We're gonna get some more information about Maya. Let's start out with you know that Maya is the daughter of Ra. Excuse me. Symbolically because he came out of the noon of chaos. The first thing he knew he needed was order. Hence Maya. She don't leave his side. He go nowhere without Maya. He stands on Maya. Let's talk about it. Now, the Maya signifies that which is what? Straight. Okay? Tell you, right? Down the middle. Two of Maya symbols are what? The ostrich feather. She wears a bandana around her head, and you see that ostrich feather, and you know a feather is light. So your heart got to be light as that feather. That feather don't move. It don't waver. You don't no. It's ceaseless. That's what Maya represents. Constant. And the pedestal that she stands on, upon which God stands on, excuse me, the supreme being. If God could stand on Maya principles, count me in. That's why I practice 42 confessions of Maya, my man. All right, here you go. You know I love you. Just where we at. The supreme being in the form of who? The God Ptah, the self-created one. He represents manifestation of the three gods. He is the part that manifests in the flesh. Is often seen what standing on the pedestal of Maya. Quick picture. You see it right there? That thing he stand on, that's Maya, pedestal. Okay. Symbolic. I break that down for you as you go also. Now, Maya is the daughter of Ra, who is what? The high god. Thus, is a hymn written to Ra. It says, the land of Manu, which is the west, where you go to die, receives thee with satisfaction. And the goddess Maya embraces thee what? Both at the morning and in the evening. She's talking about Ra. She embraces him in the morning when he rises. She embraces him again when he sets. That's the concept. Watch this. Now, the god Tahuti, which is the goddess Mayat, Tahuti, and the goddess Mayat, written down what their daily course for thee every day. Tahuti keeps records. That's who he described. He's the record keeper. She keeps order. He keeps the records. They go together. That's what makes them synonymous. His soulmate, his mate counterpart is name, Sachet. She's the lady who represents the numbers, distance, and measurements. Yeah, she was supposed to be the writer, but they give credit to Tahuti, female aspect. She's a great librarian. She keeps information. All right, here you go. Now, there's another hymn to in the papyrus of Quinin provides a deeper insight into what Maat. Let's talk about it. I have come to thee, O Lord of the gods. Tamu, Harakuti, Taru, the first concept. Second is the Sphinx. They call it Harakuti. Whom Mayat, what? Directive. Amen Ra, rest, stands upon Mayat. Ra lives by Mayat. Asar carries along the earth into what? His train of Mayat, meaning he stand and practice philosophy of Mayat also. If it's good enough for the gods, it's good enough for me. That's why I show her that respect, okay? Every day. I may get his at the prayer, so I don't pay favorites. But I let it be known who I'm rolling with. There'll never be a mystery or secret to who I'm doing, what I'm doing with anybody. Okay, simple. Let's go. Now, like I said, Maya is the daughter of Ra. And she was what? With him on his celestial barge. That's symbolically the boat that they transferred through the world on, okay? And watch this. When he first emerged from the primeval water, quick lesson. If you surrounded by water, you need a boat. Egyptians are the inventors and creators of the boat. Okay. Now, along with what? His company of gods and goddesses. Those are the aspects that come with God, the whole creation together. That's the concept. I'll break that down to you when I get into the theological concepts of Waset, Thebes, and Anu. They all have different God concepts. Falls right into place. They're all separate, but they all come together as one. That's the beauty part of religion. You can't say, he's saying that, he's saying that. No, they're all saying the same thing. They're different, but still the same. Okay, understand that. Moving on. Now, she is also known, watch this, as the Eye of Ra. Now, she being the eye, which one? Because Sekhmet is his daughter, or Hathor was his evil eye. When she came to destroy. Okay, understand it. But her name was known as the Eye of Ra, Lady of Heaven, Queen of the Earth, Mistress of the what? Netherworld, and the Lady of the Gods and Goddesses. In other words, the Dua, act like she's dead too. At the time of death, judgment, she's dead. At the time of birth, she's dead. So what they tell you, she's always present, just like God. Okay, conceptually. Now, watch this. Maya also has a dual form. I mean, she plays a different role. And this one is the double, it's called the Mayate, the twins. The twins, again, whenever you see two serpents, okay, that's Isis and Nephthys, okay? They're the protectors of God in Uriah's form. Which when you see them, they protect him. That's the job. That's what they do. That's why it's two of them. Now, yeah. Mayat also has a dual Mayat. Now, in her capacity of the goddess Mayat, she's Mayat, which means ceaseless, regulatory of the what? The course of the sun. I can tell you, Ra goes across the sky. In essence, the universe, based on Mayat. Yeah, she holds everything together in order, reciprocity, everything that's supposed to be done divine. That's what Mayat represents. All right. Now, where we at? Universe. Now, in the form of Mayate, which is the two twins, she represents the south. Now, in ancient time, south was up, north was down. So she represented the south and the north, which symbolize what? Upper in the south, lower in the north. Get it? Now, as well as the higher or lower south. Again, I think this. You are Egypt. Upper Egypt, lower Egypt. As above, so below. It's all symbolic, metaphorical, and if you can identify and comprehend it, it makes a lot of sense. That's all I'm trying to get you to understand. I want it to make sense to you. If something makes sense to you, you can follow it, you can comprehend it, and you can probably implement it and manifest it. If something you don't understand, because it may be a little above your head, the wording might be a little not to your understanding, you will never get to where you want to go. until you get clarity and understanding so you can implement it the right way. Now, Mayat what? Is the purest personification of what? Justice, righteousness, upon which what? God has created the universe, and Mayat is also what? The essence of God and creation, the female aspect. There it, therefore, it is who? Mayat, watch this, pay attention, who judges the soul, when it arrives in the judgment hall of Mayat. See the aspect of you, like Tahuti Kid's record, she confer to him, he's there. Did he do what he said he did? She holds you accountable. Sometimes she even becomes the scale. Bad girl. Now, sometimes what happens? Mayat herself becomes what? The scales. I do this. Upon which what? Your heart of the initiate, you, is judged. First of all, you are judging yourself. Who knows you better than you? Your heart been there the whole time. It's going to speak for you. Okay? So if you haven't learned or didn't learn through life how to purify the heart, lighten the heart, so to speak, get the nonsense out. Why? They need a pure heart. The heart, when it's pure, is light as Mayat's feather. That's the concept. If you live Mayat philosophical concepts in life, when you went to judgment, your heart would be light as a feather. Why? Because you lived and you purified your heart by what? Doing the right thing. They call it self-service. Same thing. Okay. Now, understand this. Mayat does what? Judges the heart, unconscious mind. That's where the heart has the mind of its own. It just rests and comfortable until the time of what? Judgment. Now, I'm here. I've been here the whole time. I know just what you did or didn't do. Speak. You got 42 judges that listen to your everyone confession of Mayat, and that judge was your aspect of your character that stands in and tells you good or no good. Trust me. That's the concept of judgment day. Not going to the gates of heaven. I know Jesus. Oh, the gates open, you walking in. There's a party going on up in heaven. No. Told you there's no sex in heaven. If you think you'll get 72 virgins after you die, you think you'll go up, it's gonna be none of that's happening. That's all in your mind. And that ain't really happening. Just saying. Mayat judges your heart of the initiate in what? In an attempt to do what? Determine what, to what extent, here we go, did the heart has lived what? According to what? Mayat, or truth, correctness, reciprocity, reality, genuineness, uprightness, righteousness, justice, steadfast, and the unalterable nature of creation. You can't touch nature. It is what it is. It's unchangeable. That's the concept. Okay? Unalterable means you can't change it. It is what it is. Moving on. Okay, we do that. Now, in this sense, Mayat is what? At one time, Mayat was equivalent to who? The Chinese, listen to this, the Chinese concept of the Tao, or aka the way of nature. They knew about nature. They called it the Tao. Same thing. But watch this. This way of nature from the Tao Dai Ching, the main text of the Taoism is what? Watch this. It represents the harmony of what? Human and divine universal consciousness. You hear me say I'm God conscious. Why? Because I know that self. Once you wake up, you know you and God become one. Okay? That's the universal consciousness that they talk about. I'm one with the universe now. Conceptually. Also, watch this. What happens? Mayat may be likened with the Indian idea of Dharma, which is their ethical values of life, and the teachings related to karma yoga. The yogic spiritual discipline, which what? Emphasizes this selfless service. I'm a giver. I give message. I bring the message to you. That's a God servant. Now, and the attitude I have, that actions, I'm a spiritual discipline which emphasizes selfless service and the attitude. There you go. That actions are being what performed by this a godly act by God who is what working through me. We get our young people to know that God can work through them. Oh, they would be a lot better people for themselves. Why? You got to understand it. If they don't understand God at an early age, it's hard to convince them about a God that they don't know. Okay, put prayer back in school. That's the first thing. I'm not religious by no spec. I'm spiritual. We need to have spiritual knowledge taught to our young in school. That's what I'm saying. And prayer is part of that. That's what I'm saying. I'm not, put the prayer back. No. Why'd you take it out? That's the first thing. What? Make our kids numb to spiritual enlightenment. That's what you did. You got 2 or 3 generations running around here. Duh, duh. Let's teach our young the truth early. And that will change that dynamic. Sorry about that. Get back to the lesson. Now, when you performing selfless service, it's God performing through you and who is working through you instead what? Of your personal what? Ego self. Ego self won't adhere to God. Could care less about God. God, man, get that. I work for my father's the devil. How in the world can I consider anything about God? My reputation was I'm the devil's son. We started the bad stuff like the other sort. All that nonsense. But again, that's where my head was at. And that's you are what you believe or think you are. I thought the best judge did it. I'm gonna be okay. Wrong. Moving on. When you admit you was wrong, you grown. That's it. Mistakes are for you to grow from, learn, and move on. Not to just keep making the same. I tell you, a mistake is the first time. Second and third time, you don't create a habit, my man. Once is a mistake. Twice it's starting to get used to that mistake making. That's not good. So take care of your problems one at a time. Watch this. God is working through you to what? Serve humanity. I don't know who tuned in. I got over 1,000 subscribers. Don't know you from a can of paint. I'm trying to give you something that's I'm just giving it. I don't want nothing from you. Subscription and like, yeah. But I want you to get the knowledge that I'm giving to you. That's why I do it. For me, it's a selfish service and the love that I like to do what I'm doing to help others. I guess humanity. It all plays out. In my mind, I got my own concept. But it's been put this ain't the first I ain't the first one, I ain't the only one. So trust me, I'm just one of few. Moving on. And when you serve humanity, which is what? Also essentially God. I'm serving myself. Selfless service to yourself, helping others, it comes back. You put it out, it comes back. The spiritual boomerang. Bam! You put good out. When it come back, why? You was prepared for it. Ignorant, spiritual boomerang, bang! Oh, what happened? You forgot what you did. So stay focused. I like that analogy. All right, right quick. This is the phrase. There are 2 roads traveled in humankind. Okay? We agree. One is those who seek to live Maat, right thinkers. That's us. And you got those who seek to what? Satisfy their egoistic passions. They said animal, but I changed the word to egoistic, same thing. Their beastly nature, your low level, the satanian level passions. Those are the ignorant. Some religious. Why? Because they playing that game with themselves. That's why. When you live in Mayat, it's things that you're doing to perfect living Mayat. She gives you the layout. Moving on. That's this. That's the ancient Egyptian proverb also. I got another thing right here, part 2 I had written down, but let's go. It is important, okay, here to what? Gain a deeper understanding of what is meant by action, aka IRE. IRE is doing something. And for every action, we know that is what? There's an equal and opposite reaction. So every action has a consequence. This is all metaphorical, mental stuff that once you understand it, you can implement. Why? Because now you know some things, hidden things. A lot of people don't know or don't have a clue about it. Makes you feel a little better. All right, let's talk about how the deeper insight and understand what we make by action. And the prime evil, excuse me, times before creation. That means before time, before anything was going on, is called the prime evil time, primordial ocean. The primordial ocean, existed in what? Complete peace and rest. That's where the spirits go to chill. And the old folks home for spirits. You go there, I ain't got to do nothing, I got to get up, come good. Ain't nothing going on in the doo-wop that you had to do anyway. All your work is done here in the physical body. Hope you understand the concept. Let's go. So now, when that ocean is agitated, which is you, again, you become everything that we talk about. Why? Because it's going to be showing you how you are and what aspects of you is at work. Trust me. Now, it says, when you get agitated with the first thought, when the ocean was agitated with what? The first thought, because nothing was going on. The first thought of who? God. It started with a thought. The first act was performed. Okay? That thought is considered the first act of creation. The Big Bang, when everything started happening. Yeah, something started going on. All right? Now, through the subsequent acts of what? The mind starts up here, or the efforts of divine thought, conceptually. Creation did what? Unfolded in the form of various gods and goddesses who form what? The companies of God that we call them. But they represent qualities of nature. Hot, cold, wet, dry, tough, new, wet, dead, dry. You get the concept? Opposite. Heat and cold. In the form of what? Pairs. You hear everything is in duality. When you see me doing this, that's that you know we in a dual society. We in a dual world where you got one thing and the opposite to make the whole. So you got a choice between the two things. If you aren't given a choice, then there's no choice to make. So you don't have a choice. If you got free will and still have no choices, you don't really have free will. So understand it. The concept is always something opposite of what's going on. And watch this. They represent the opposite. Now when the first primeval thought emerged from what? The primeval ocean of pure potentiality. Again, the noon has potential just like every individual have unlimited potentiality. Moving on. Immediately, there was something other than what? The single primordial essence. Now, there is what? A being who is looking and perceiving the rest of the primordial essence. This is what? The origin of duality in the world of time and space. Now, and you got the triad. The triad of what? Human consciousness. I just gave you a lesson about that, the three states of consciousness. So we're going to talk about that. You got the lesson. Now, instead of there being one entity, now there seems to be two. There appears to be two. The perception instrument of the mind and senses is what? The third factor which comprises the triad. Okay? Excuse me. Therefore, while you consider yourself to be an individual, oneself, you are in reality what? One element in a triad which altogether comprise the content of you, of your human existence. There's three things you need to make you human. There is what? The perceiver, the real one, that's the hidden one. Okay? Come on. Then that which is what? Being perceived. Object, Ra, visible. And the act of what? Perception itself through what? The mind and the senses, the physical form. You have to live in the confines of nature. Okay? That's the triad, that's the triple form consciousness of man. When the first primordial act, God set into motion what? Events which operate according to regular and ceaseless motion. In action. That's Maat. This is the foundation upon which the universe is created and it emerges from the mind of God. Stand on Maat. Order, reciprocity. She holding things together. She's God's bottom woman. I keep using street and terminologies. I can't help it. That's what I'm familiar with. Please understand it. All right. So therefore, I said everything emerged out of what? The mind of God. We create our own world out of our own mind. We got the same concept, the same God ability in human flesh. We can do that. We are in the image of God. We can do just like Him. Think it, achieve it. Therefore, watch this. If one is able to what? Think and act how? According to the new way in which God thinks and acts. Well, how is that? Good question. Then there would be what? Oneness with God. Knowing God's self is man creed, man's goal to what? Obtain knowledge of self and to know God, and you are one, aka knowing God's self. It still comes back to the same thing. Human beings, spiritual beings, humans having human experience are like what? Sparks of the divine consciousness. We all have it in us. He's in all of us. And as such, we are what? Endowed with free will. He gave us the brain to make decisions for ourselves, be they good or bad. That's free will. To act in any given way. You can act a fool. You ain't got to get enlightened. You can do whatever you do, sell drugs, pet women. You can do all that in this life. And if that's all you did in this life, guess what? You got no kick coming. But if you lived a righteous, spiritual, upright, good lifestyle, guess what? When this is over, there's a reward. A lot of us don't believe, understand that, could care less. But that's the way it is in life. It don't change because you don't understand. It don't stop because you can't figure it out. Nope. You just a victim of circumstance. We call it collateral damage. You around when stuff happens, if you're in the wrong place, wrong time, you just got what you got. Where we at down here? Okay, now there is. I'm down here. Whoa. Now I just told you we all was given free will. That's man, conscious to do, to know, to be, get to God. This free will, when what? Dictated by the ego, watch this, of the individual, what happened? When it's acted by the individual mind, what happened? It causes individual human beings to what? Feel separated from God. That I'm alone concept, that means you on the ego, what? You done edge God out. When you are individual and you are egotistical, that's what that means. Trying to get it to you. In ancient times, they didn't have to break it down because everybody understood. Now I'm trying to tell you what we know about concepts. You need to understand. When you and God are one, you're in complete harmony with yourself. Why? Because He's there. You just got to wake Him up, get in contact with Him, become conscious of Him. All those things you got to do. If not, that don't mean He ain't dead. That don't mean it's gonna happen. That means it don't happen for you in this lifetime. Why? That's what reincarnation is for. They know that. It's already built in safety mechanism. For those who don't get enlightened, for all those spirits who just keep going, okay, we got a spot for you. It's called man. You can go to man and just relive over and over and over. That's what you want to do. Be human, that's fine. I want to be eternal. So knowing that self, knowing you are God will put you in that state of mind. Now, it's all mental. Watch this. This delusion, we call it RIBA, R-I-B-A, of what? The mind leads what? It to develop, listen, ideas related to what? Its own feelings and desires. Again, anything that you is desired, that's the ego being massaged, being fed, and guess what? It'll never be satisfied. So if you're living for your ego, get ready for suffering, disappointment, and a whole bunch of reincarnation. Okay? This egoistic feeling, again, not good, and desires does what? Lead to the performance of egoistic acts in the effort to what? Satisfy those perceived needs and desires of the flesh. I need me a woman. I can't live without no man. Those are all egotistic, selfish concepts that you can serve yourself or not. But that's not the right way. We got our own way, things not the right way. Most of us want to do it our way because doing it the right way takes a little more work. I know that too. Moving on. This pursuit a life of fulfillment of what? Your sexual desires in the relative world of what? The mind and senses, it leads what? The soul to experience what? Watch this. Pain, sorrow, frustration, depression. Why? Because these can never be 100% satisfied. So your desires to have that pretty woman, that nice house, all those desires, those are just yours. If you don't make them happen, it ain't gonna happen. And guess what? It hangs around in the spirit. Watch this. And you will never be happy with material things of this world. I keep telling you that. Watch this. Frustration leads to more what? Actions. Why? In search of fulfillment. Chasing your tail. You ain't going nowhere fast. I hope you enjoyed the lesson. No, I'm not done. Let's move on. When you still running around in search of fulfillment in the physical world, you just chasing your tail. Okay? The fleeting feelings, which most people have what? Associated with happiness and passion, are what? Ephemeral glimpses of what? The true happiness and peace which can be experienced. How? If you are the source of true fulfillment within you, has to what? Be discovered. If you can't make you happy, nothing will. That's the point. Now, right thing of philosophy will show you a way out of what? This pain and sorrow. That's my goal of human experience, and what? Lead you to what? Discover the star within you, aka God, your higher self. Now, the source of eternal bliss and supreme peace. That's where you want to end up when you pass the Maat skills to the death judgment, pass the skills life. You become a different person. You become a star mark. Why? I crossed over. My name, first name now is Asar. Why? Because I'm in supreme peace. I done made it to heaven, so to speak. And if you choose, watch this, to act according to what? Your own, here we go, free will, aka ego self, then what will happen? You will be in contradiction with my eye. Quick example. My eye is God, you're the devil. Why? If you're in opposition to God, that makes you the devil. And it's telling you your egoistic ways is in contradiction to Maya, so you become the devil. Conceptually, understand that. I don't care how you think. I'm giving you a lesson, explaining to you what you need to know. What you thought, what you believe could care less. I'm giving you what you need to know. So that concept, working against Maya, doing your own thing, I tell you, you can do Maya, or you can do you. They tell you the same thing. You do you, he did him. Moving on. Now, this means that what? You are contradicting what? Your own conscience. It is spelled CONSCIENCE. It means the heart conscience. You're going against your heart. You're going against God. Oh, I love this. Creating negative impressions, watch this, which will become what? Lodged in the heart of, of the unconscious mind. Oh, yeah. Okay. And what? What happened? And it will cause continuous, listen, continuous what? Mental agitation while you are what? Alive, and hellish experience for yourself when? After death. Negative people can't escape negativity. Only way is to rise your consciousness. If you're negative and you die, oh, they got face for you too. That's what they're telling me. Okay? Watch this. Your negative impressions rise up to at a given time in the form of what? Here we go with the ego. Uncontrollable desires, cravings, unrest, and the other forms of what? Self-torment, which human beings suffer and lives is abound. We continue to put ourselves in bad situations and wondering why we there. That's just ignorant. Don't be ignorant. Become a right thinker. Know thyself. Oh, I got more for you. You're going to do my eye.